Deputies in Florida investigating a deadly shooting.
The gun was not properly stored. In fact, it was easily accessible.
And they say it was a toddler who pulled the trigger. Hospital room interview.
He got up from behind my desk, and he walked over there and he shot over there again.
With a teacher who survived the elementary school shooting. And millions of Americans choosing to spend their summer vacation at home. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Anya Joseph.
I'm Michelle Morris. Today is Wednesday, June 8th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Play turning deadly as a toddler accidentally fires the shot that kills his father. Today, the boy's mother is waking up behind bars in Central Florida for the role she's accused of playing in the toddler tragedy.
It happened on May 26th in Orlando. The father, Reggie Mabry, was found with a gunshot wound in the couple's home. He later died at the hospital. A 5-year-old telling officers that the couple's younger child shot the father.
The gun was not properly stored. In fact, it was easily accessible, even to a 2-year-old. And the result is a tragedy, again, in this community that no one really can comprehend.
Mother of 3, Marie Ayala, was taken into custody. Among the charges she faces is manslaughter by culpable negligence. She could face up to 15 years in prison if convicted.
A teacher who survived is sharing harrowing details about what happened inside of the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, where 21 people died, including 19 fourth graders. As the network's Halia Smith reports, the victims have found an advocate in an infamous actor.
From a hospital in San Antonio, a teacher who survived the Uvalde shooting offered the most vivid account yet of what happened inside his classroom.
The kids started asking out loud, Mr. Reyes, what is going on? And I said, I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and get under the table. Get under the table and act like you're asleep.
In an interview with ABC, Arnolfo Reyes recalled the moments he and his students heard gunshots while they were watching a movie. As he told them to take cover, Reyes said the gunman entered the classroom and opened fire. One bullet went through his arm and lung, and another hit his back, according to ABC.
One of the students from the next door classroom was saying, "Officer, we're in here. We're in here." But they had already left. And then he got up from behind my desk, and he walked over there and he shot over there again.
Officers had responded within minutes of a suspect entering the school, but were repelled by the gunman's fire and then stationed in a hallway waiting for reinforcements, even as children inside called 911 and begged for help.
I get more angry because you have a bulletproof vest. I had nothing.
Meanwhile, in Washington, an impassioned plea from actor and Uvalde native Matthew McConaughey urging lawmakers to act.
Start by giving all of them our promise that their dreams are not going to be forgotten.
The 11 students in Reyes' class will be among the 19 children and 2 teachers killed by the gunman. I'm Halia Smith, South Florida Media Network.
A neighborhood in Cutler Bay is already experiencing the effects of hurricane season. After days of heavy rain, the streets of Saga Bay neighborhood are entirely flooded. The lakes have completely breached their banks and the water levels are high. Miami-Dade Mayor Danielle Levine Cava and other local leaders toured the area in a high water vehicle yesterday.
It's not just the rise of prices on travel. Experts say rising COVID numbers could also put a damper on summer vacation season. As Nicole Castaneda from our DC Bureau reports, many are opting to stay for a staycation instead.
With summer just around the corner, major executives from the airline industry gathered here in the White House to request the elimination for COVID testing for international travelers. However, with COVID rising, the question is, will this summer vacation become summer staycations? Airlines for America, which represents major U.S. carriers, and the U.S. Travel Association, told White House officials the COVID requirements for flight passengers are not needed in comparison to the threat of COVID-19. But Mercy Hospital infectious disease specialist Dr. Farin Manian talked about the increased number of cases they are receiving.
Percentage has gone up, say from 3 or 4% just a couple of months ago to about 20% now being positive for COVID.
Johns Hopkins University compared a 7-day average of more than 83,000 COVID cases in the U.S. to 20,115 last year. Even though doctors agree on the rise of COVID cases, some have a more positive comparison for this year.
The difference between this year and last year when we saw increases is this year the vast majority of the population have at least partial immunity to COVID.
Currently, Pfizer is investing $120 million in production of Paxlovid, which reduces the risk of severe disease after COVID diagnosis. As COVID numbers increase, some states and indoor locations are requiring the use of masks once again.
If people have been waiting to hear public health say this is the time, there's a lot of virus, please put your mask back on. That's absolutely what I'm saying today.
The trade association said international travel dropped 14% in comparison from last year. The White House hasn't commented yet on the matter. From Washington, D.C., reporting for the South Florida Media Network, Nicole Castañeda.
Marlins fans will be very happy with their team today as the Fish put up a blitz of home runs against the Washington Nationals. Quite the show yesterday, beginning with a grand slam in the second inning and a 2-home runner during the fourth and the fifth to finish the game 12-2. The same two teams play tonight at 6:40.
A day set aside to celebrate your best friend.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
We got a guy down here that's trying to steal a jet ski. You want to take the boat?
Like something out of a movie, police wanted to ask for a favor to stop a suspected jet ski thief. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
No, you didn't know it was me?
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
You really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
We'll just move it on into the lumber section.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Something borrowed. Officers in Florida trying to stop a suspected jet ski thief when they realized their police cruiser may not be enough for the job. It happens a lot in action movies, but rarely in real life.
As the network's Danielle Tabera reports, officer had to borrow a boat to complete the capture.
We've all seen action movies where cops just commandeer any old vehicle they want to chase a bad guy. Whether it's a $300,000 Ferrari or the personal property of a celebrity.
Hey, Marcus, that's Dan Marino. Hey! Back up.
But can law enforcement officers really do that in real life? A pair of sheriff deputies in Florida did when they borrowed a family's boat to chase a theft suspect that took to the water.
We got a guy down here that's trying to steal a jet ski.
You want to take the boat?
Hey, at least they had permission. After questioning the boat, the deputies caught up with the suspect who had stalled the stolen jet ski and took him into custody. The deputies did their job and everything was resolved, but it wasn't very, Hollywood. This is Danielle Tabera with the South Florida Media Network.
Calling all besties, today is National Best Friend Day. Today is the day to honor the ones in your life who have been there through thick and thin. Celebrate with your BFF over a nice dinner or simply give them a call to let them know how much you care. Whether your best friend is near or far, today is the day to show appreciation. Friends may come and go, but a true best friend lasts a lifetime.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Michelle Morris.
I'm Anya Joseph. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.